Coming up, NAU football is looking for a new coach. Plus, a day of remembrance for transgender victims of violence. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Matt Keenitz.
And I'm Michaela Richardson. Thanks for tuning in. After 5 seasons, Northern Arizona University parted ways with their head football coach, Chris Ball, yesterday. Our sports reporter, Ava Nichols, has more.
The 2023 season was the last on Coach Ball's 5-year contract. The Lumberjacks finished 5-3 in the Big Sky Conference this year, making it their best record since 2017. In 5 seasons with Coach Ball, the Lumberjacks went 20-30 overall. We spoke to head football analyst at Arizona Varsity Rivals about the timeliness of finding a new coach.
They need to get a coach in ASAP, get the staff built around them so they can keep some of those commits that they have currently committed. They're going to sign their letter of intent and attack the transfer portal. So got to be fast moving here for you, the NAU admin.
NAU's athletic department has not given an explicit statement regarding the reasoning of his departure. However, the department will begin a national search for a new coaching staff. I'll have more on this later in sports.
A staff member at Flagstaff Schools has been arrested on allegations of luring a minor for sexual exploitation and indecent exposure at Killip Elementary School. 23-year-old Nicholas Dagenhart worked for a child care program through the district for less than 3 months. Flagstaff police are still investigating. If you have any questions or information on the case, call 928-724-1414. That's 928-724-1414.
6 Flagstaff teachers received Wishes for Teachers grants for the supplies they need in the classroom. Each year, Fiesta Bowl Charities grants requests from Northern Arizona educators for items they need. This year, 500 teachers were awarded $2,500 grants, including 5 from Flagstaff Unified School District and 1 from Northland Preparatory Academy. Palestinian supporters marched from City Hall to NAU's Ashurst Auditorium. Although there was a heavy police presence, the march was peaceful. The group spoke with Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, who was in town to encourage voting. College groups in many states are voicing their support of Israel as well as the Palestinians, and NAU is no exception.
We are here to protest U.S. involvement in funding genocide against Palestinians. We are here to call for a ceasefire, and we are here to support Palestinians as they fight for their right to be free in their home. What was intended to be a discussion about voter registration became a call to action for the Arizona Secretary of State by a group calling itself Students for Justice in Palestine. The Secretary of State is supposed to represent us as people who live here in Arizona. He has publicly given his support to Israel and refuses to condemn their actions against Palestinians, but readily condemns any resistance that Palestinians put up against Israeli apartheid. Israel is at war with Hamas in Gaza after a surprise attack that left more than 1,000 dead. Since that time, protests in support of each side have happened across the country. We did not see any pro-Israel demonstrators at Monday's march. Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today.
Flagstaff Shelter Services is inviting the public to join them in the longest night, a non-denominational memorial service dedicated to those who passed away in 2023 while experiencing homelessness. The event will begin at 6 p.m. on December 21st at Heritage Square.
November 20th is Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is used to honor and recognize transgender individuals who were killed in acts of hate. Local nonprofit Flagstaff Pride hosted a vigil outside of the City Hall to honor 25 known to have died in acts of violence so far this year. Flagstaff Pride hosts this annual event to remember those who have died from transphobic attacks in the U.S.
We as Flagstaff Pride make sure that it is significant in this town with the visibility. Flagstaff Pride wants to show that not just trans, but our whole community is welcome here.
Banners with images and names of those who died were held up as eulogies were read by attendees.
It's just not a name on a piece of paper anymore. Once you hear someone's name and a little about that person, it makes them human. And I think that's important to know that when you say trans, it's just not a group of people. These are your family members. These are your friends. This is your community. This is Flagstaff.
25 names were read, but Jacob says there may be more who died.
This is 25 names that we know. Law enforcement has labeled people by their dead names, so we actually don't know that if they were trans or not because of their misgendered.
He says this event is crucial in showing the transgender community that they are accepted.
I think the trans community needs to know that they are welcome and supported here in Flagstaff, and if Flagstaff Pride can help that, we will.
Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today.
Flagstaff Family Food Center has began distributing holiday food boxes. The last day to get one is tomorrow. Lauren Kaibatoni with the food bank says the community really came through to help.
We were able to distribute over 1,200 turkeys this year, thanks so much to all of our volunteers and community members who were able to donate all those turkeys through numerous food drives we've held throughout the month of November.
Again, the last day for picking up a holiday food box is tomorrow. They will reopen on Saturday. Artificial intelligence has enormous potential for higher education, but there are also risks. NAU officials are discussing how this will impact the classroom. NAZ Today's Jordan Valander has the story.
AI models such as ChatGPT have made daily life more efficient, but also raises concerns about the validity of what it creates. NAU officials are currently figuring out how to implement the use of AI in the classroom.
There are a lot of different opinions about AI within NAU.
We're seeing reactions, a few on sort of either end of the spectrum, right? Where one end of the spectrum might be no AI, no way, no how, never. All the way on the other end of the spectrum might be faculty that are engaging in complete redesigns of their courses.
Associate Librarian Pamela Buzzard says the library can be a big help for students when it comes to learning about AI.
Most accessible resource we have at the moment is a library guide on AI that I created. The guide has a section for students, and it has a section about career readiness, and a section on citing AI, and a section on just some general reading.
Buzzard says AI could help get the creative process started for everyone.
One of the pros is just time saving, the ability to get started on a draft or brainstorming, outlining really quickly.
At least for now, NAU professors set their own policies for the use of AI for courses within their departments.
The provost's office has asked every department or program to create their own policy on the use of AI.
Students are encouraged to talk to professors about how to use AI in their courses. The Klein Library Guide on AI can be found at libraryguides.nau.edu/AI. Jordan Valander, NAZ Today.
Coming up, she survived 2 transplants and now she's inspiring happiness. We'll explain. Stay with us. Taking a quick little sneak peek at the weather, we are seeing some warmer and drier conditions right now, and these will continue into about the middle of the week. However, starting at about Thursday, cooler temperatures will continue. I'll have more weather, so stay with us.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
I tell my son, I love you every single day.
I love you.
Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Welcome back. Levitate Adventure Park, after some time under construction, is now open.
That's right. NAZ Today's Tyler Murphy has the story.
The story of Levitate Adventure Park is a story of never giving up. Jessica, who is Levitate's Chief Happiness Officer, suffers from genetic disorders which make motor functions difficult. Jessica went on a family trip that made moving fun and was inspired to bring that same feeling to Flagstaff.
My cousins have a membership to their jump park, and so we thought it would be a good idea to build one here, and there's nothing like it here.
And Jessica's our Chief Happiness Officer. She was the inspiration for why we built this park, and we really just want to make kids and families and people happy. They should come here to enjoy themselves safely and have a very good time.
It hasn't been an easy road for Jessica, but despite the challenges, she continues fighting.
Jessica was born with a very rare genetic disorder that gives her a lot of challenges that you and I don't deal with. And part of that is it actually affects her motor skills, her equilibrium. She has no balance. Her eyesight, maybe her motor skills are a little bit challenged.
Jessica is also a liver and kidney donor recipient, which the Dillons advocate to sign up and donate.
Part of the message we want to get out to people as well is to become an organ donor and to donate. And why we're so delayed, a year ago we actually got the phone call that Jessica was finally able to get a new liver. And so we rushed her to Phoenix, and we were down in Phoenix for what we thought would be 6 weeks, turned into be about 7.5 months.
Through it all, Jessica enjoys her new job as Chief Happiness Officer.
When there's a birthday, then my job is to give out the goodie bags, the bracelets, and a free t-shirt, and just to make sure everyone is having fun.
Tyler Murphy, NAZ Today.
Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back. My name is Matt Keenitz, and I will be your student forecaster today. Taking a look at Flagstaff currently, right now we are seeing a temperature of about 48 degrees, and that barometric pressure is just above 30 inches at 30.48, giving us those clear skies we are seeing right now. That relative humidity is at about 34%, and those wind speeds are coming from the eastern region at about 13 miles per hour. Taking a look at that current satellite, we can see there was not a lot of cloud coverage over the state today. However, we will be seeing some increasing cloud coverage as we go into the weekend. Taking a look at our daily almanac, today we had a high of 53 degrees and a low of 21. We are right on par with those averages, just a little bit above on that high, nowhere near those records of 70 in 1950 and -5 in 1979. We did not have any precipitation yesterday. However, on Sunday, we did have about 0.10 inches, adding to our total of about 23.53 inches of precipitation since January 1st. We are way above our average. Normally around this time of year, we are at about 18.06 inches. Taking a look to the state today, we had about a 60-degree high in Prescott, 49 as the high in the Grand Canyon, 58 up in Page, 65 in Kingman, 57 in Hopi, and 58 in Winslow. Taking a look at tonight for Flagstaff, it is going to be mostly clear out tonight, just some slight cloud coverage, but nothing that will be too big of blocking that moon. Forecast low of 21 degrees, and that sun has already set at 5:18 p.m. Taking a look at tomorrow, we're going to have a forecast high of 55 degrees, and those sunny skies, and that sunrise will be at 7:08 a.m., and that sunset will be at 5:17 p.m. So if you're making a trip down from NAU tomorrow, make sure you are bundled up, but take those bundles off as you go into Phoenix. All across the state tomorrow. Speaking of Phoenix, they're going to have a high around 76 with a low of 50, 55 up in Page with a low of 38, 68 in Kingman with a low of 40, 71 as the high in Lake Havasu with a low around 55, Show Low a high of 53 and a low of 30, and 57 as the high in Winslow with a low of 25. Taking a closer look at Flagstaff throughout the rest of the week. Wednesday, 55 will be the high with a low of 23. Thursday, 51 degrees as the high with a low of 23. Friday, 43 degrees is the high, 43 as well on Saturday. And Friday and Saturday, we will also have some slight snow shower chances, 30% on Saturday. Make sure you do take a look for that as the week continues on. 21 will be the low on Friday, and 16 will be the low on Saturday. Sunday, we will have a low of 15 degrees and a high of 39. That is all the weather I have right now, but stay tuned for sports after the break with Ava Nichols.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Hello and welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Ava Nichols and I'm your sports reporter tonight. To start, over the weekend, the NAU men's basketball team competed in the inaugural Arizona Tip-Off Classic at Desert Diamond Arena in Phoenix. NAZ Today's Tony Braca was there.
The NAU men's basketball team was paired with 3 other teams in the Arizona Tip-Off Desert Division: South Dakota, Purdue Fort Wayne, and the Virginia Military Institute. NAU head coach Shane Burkar was excited to be a part of the inaugural event.
It's close to home, 2 hours away, and it's a tournament style. Some MTs don't have the tournament style. We get invited to quite a few of them, and this couldn't have been better. First class all the way around.
NAU took on Purdue Fort Wayne first with a ticket to the championship on the line. It was a frustrating game for the Lumberjacks as they shot just 45% from the field in a 77-67 loss. Junior guard Trent McLaughlin was the bright spot with 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 steals.
Tell you what, waking up today, one of the first thoughts in my head was it sure would be nice to be playing for a championship.
The Lumberjacks bounced back in the third place game against VMI, winning 78-69 with big performances from McLaughlin, junior guard Jaden Jackson, and junior forward Carson Basham. Jackson scored a career-high 18 points and held VMI's leading scorer to just 3 points, while Basham earned a double-double with 13 points and 10 rebounds.
This team is unbelievable, and we've stayed level-headed through wins and losses, and everyone's had each other back, and I haven't been a part of a team like this, and I couldn't tell you how long. Like, everyone's supporting each other, and everyone's there for each other. So when you have that kind of energy, it makes going to the next game after a loss so much easier.
Tony Braca, NAZ Sports.
The team is set to play Hawaii tonight at 11:30 p.m. Arizona time if you're looking to start your holiday break with some late-night basketball. Sticking with the Lumberjacks, as I mentioned earlier, head coach Chris Ball's contract was not renewed on Monday. But last week, Coach Ball talked about wanting to send the 16 seniors off with a winning record in conference. And the Lumberjacks did just that, beating the Eastern Washington Eagles 49-42 on Saturday, put the Jacks at a 4th place finish in the Big Sky Conference at 5-3, with the hardest ranked schedule in the FCS. Meanwhile, in Charlottesville, Virginia, the men's and women's NAU cross-country teams raced to their best combined program finish in school history, with both teams earning 2nd place at the NCAA championships. The women earned their best finish in history, just 1 point behind NC State for the title. For the men, their bid for a 4th straight national championship came up short. However, this finish marked their 8th consecutive year in the top 2. As both football and cross-country wrap at NAU, both Coconino and Flagstaff started their girls' basketball seasons last week. Coconino took on the Seton Catholic Prep Sentinels on Friday, losing 62-39. The defending 4A state champs across town were also taken down by the Sentinels on Saturday. The Flagstaff girls team lost 57-42. The Eagles are looking to turn things around tonight in Phoenix as they take on Arizona College Prep just shortly after our show. That's all I have tonight. Stick around for your weather recap after the break with Matt Kienitz.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today, I'm just an aluminum can, but one day, I could be a stadium.
Let's take one last look at this Flagstaff extended for this week. These temperatures are really going to fluctuate as we go into the weekend. 55 as the high tomorrow. Thanksgiving, a high of 51 degrees and a low of 23. 43 on both Friday and Saturday. And we do have those slight snow chances that day and a high of 39 on Sunday with a low of 15. Now, we've been seeing these temperatures fluctuate a lot. As you saw this morning, there was a lot of snow on the peaks. And as the day has gone on, that has dissipated quite a bit. So make sure that you are checking those weather temperatures as the week goes on to see how they change.
Now, as Matt mentioned earlier, Thanksgiving is coming up this Thursday. And if you're looking to give back to the community, there are many ways that you can help.
Your local food bank is a great place to start. You can donate food or even volunteer your time to help them where they need it. You can also keep an eye out in your area for anyone who may need help and maybe invite them to dinner. Mac, what are some of your favorite traditions for Thanksgiving?
Well, one of my favorite traditions, Matt, is always spending time with my mom, starting off at 7 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day so we can prepare all of the food and time for dinner. And our family is pretty small, but we do have a lot of heart, and that's what this holiday is all about. And I am so thankful for my family. What about you?
Well, I just love spending time with family and having those family traditions and making that food for family, you know. But that's all what we have for you tonight. From all of us at NAZ Today, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll be back next Wednesday.